Hello guys, welcome to my channel once again. This is Soundcreation. Today I'm attempting to do open heart surgery on this device. Intro, I've had this controller for several years now, but I left it in Nigeria. I don't live in Nigeria, I live in Ghana. It was just there in Nigeria gathering dust. At a point, one of my acquaintances requested to borrow it. It was just there in my room, he found it there. So I gave him permission to, but I told him this is a keyboard controller, not a keyboard. Some people don't, at times when people don't know the difference, they think once you see black and white keys, you can plug it in and start playing. I made him understand you need to have a sound source, maybe a computer or another keyboard. And so, after years in Nigeria, I had the opportunity to have it brought to me in Ghana because an uncle of mine was coming. And you know, more so now that I'm getting back into my music, I thought this would be a good addition to my equipment. So, when it came in about a week ago, I plugged it in and started trying to use it. And I quickly realized that two of the keys had problems. Of course, you can see there are bumps and scratches, so I don't know what kind of trauma it was subjected to in the time that it was not with me. So I quickly started playing with it, and I realized that two keys were malfunctioning. This one, okay, now it seems to be working well, but at times when you press it, you see, sometimes when you press it, nothing happens. Sometimes you press it, it works. And then this needs to be struck very hard before it works at all. So I thought, let me just open it up and dust it. So I opened it up quickly. I took out the dust. This seemed to be a bit better, but it's still not what it should be. So I went on YouTube and checked a few channels to see if anybody has had this kind of problems and how they fixed it. And indeed I found that there are a number of solutions which I'm hoping to try right now, and let's see how it goes. So I'm going to take this keyboard apart and try to get under the keys and clean the contacts. One of the solutions was trimming some rubber material under the keys. Another one is using the graphite and pencils to coat the contact surfaces that complete the circuitry when you press the keyboard. So I'm going to attempt to do both and see what happens. So come with me. Open heart surgery on my keyboard. I have my screwdriver here. Okay, so I'll take this off. See, the keyboard this is missing. So I don't know what kind of trauma it's experienced while it was not with me. So I'll just try to take off the key bed or the action and try to do those recommendations I saw on those YouTube videos and see where it gets us. Are you a DIY kind of person like I am? I always attempt to fix equipment I have that break down before I send them over to whoever will repair them. I try to fix it by myself. When I fail, then I send it to certified repairers. But understand that for equipment that have warranty, opening it this way can void your warranty. So keep that in mind. But obviously, I don't do this for everything. There are equipment I think are, require specialized care and maybe part replacement rather than you trying to tinker around. So those I may not bother, but generally I try to fix things by myself, and I'm pretty successful at it when I try. I'm hoping this will not be different. I'll just keep them in this cup. Another tip for people who like DIY, or if you want to be a DIY person, is when you disassemble equipment like this, try remember where the screws go. Usually you would have different size screws for the different sections of the keyboard. So try and remember. Sometimes I take pictures just to remind myself when I'm coupling back, just to remind myself where each one goes. Okay, so I think this affects just the key bed. Careful so you don't break anything. Yeah, it's out. It looks beautiful. So here is the action. I think some people call it action. And it looks so nice and beautiful. So the affected keys are this and this, if you remember well. I'll try to take out just those keys first and let's see. Careful, careful, careful. I'm trying to decide what to do, whether to take out the whole cover so I have more space to move things around with, because there are wires tethering this keyboard to the board. There's a logic board somewhere. Okay, I'll just do that. Let me disassemble everything so that I have enough room to work with. I don't want to break any ribbons. Ribbons are delicate and you can destroy them easily. So I'll just take out all the screws. Again, you see these screws are smaller in width than the ones I took out for the keyboard. That's the kind of thing I'm saying. I know this because I've taken this keyboard apart before, like a week ago. I'm doing it again to effect the solutions I found on YouTube. So are you DIY like myself? What do you think the benefits of DIY are? You get to save yourself a lot of money, because when you take them to the repair, sometimes it's just a little tweak here. Just some of them will just blow out the dust from your device and it comes back, and they charge you handsomely for that service. You don't blame them. They did something you didn't know to do. I heard a story of this engineer who was called to fix a ship's engine. I don't know how ship engines start, but in this story, the ship engine wouldn't start. They brought in different people to try different fixes. Nothing worked. And then they brought in this old engineer who came and went to a section of the engine and just hit one part of it twice or thrice or so with a spoon, can, and instructed them to start the engine. The engine roared to life. Ha 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 ha. And they said that would be $1,000, please. The ship owners didn't want to pay. They said all you did was strike a spoon on some iron parts. What was that? You did nothing. And the engineer said some profound words. If you don't take anything away from this video, take away those profound words. The engineer said,
"You're not paying me for striking the spoon on the metal parts. You're paying me for knowing what to do."
Simple. That's expertise. That's experience. So when you pay workmen for whatever it is they do, whether it's that they are blowing air or removing the dust from your equipment, whatever it is, you're paying them for doing something you didn't know to do. What's the moral of the story? Everybody's valuable. Once you know, knowledge is valuable. No knowledge is lost. Every knowledge you can add to yourself. You don't know where you might find it important. So never stop learning. N is all. I could write a song about that. You feel me? Okay, I think this is ready for. Yeah, okay, let's go. Careful. Okay, remember to put your screws, the different sections in different places. Let's take off this cover. And there's one still left. You could break things easily, so I'm always cautious when I'm doing these things. Imagine you break a ribbon, that's the end. How are you going to replace it? Those parts are not readily available in this part of the world. So be careful. Careful, careful, careful. Careful, careful. So I'm going to take off this part. I don't know if the cameras will show it well. I was trying to remove this part. Okay, yeah, it's coming off. Good. Oh, okay, one more part. Good, it's off. So there's no issues here. The issue would be here. So I took out this from this board here. So I'll proceed to fix one, which is take out the key, this, and let's see. I'll get a plier. This is the affected key actually. I was not able to remove these keys, but I'm hoping this will fix it. And I'm going to use a pencil to paint those contacts down. I hear it makes it more sensitive. I'm going to use the lid. Oh. It feels different from what I thought it would feel like. Let's just do it. I've just found 2 pencils in the house and I'm using them. It's the graphite in them that matters. Just to enhance conductivity. You remember your chemistry class? 2 forms of carbon, graphite and diamond. Graphite is a good conductor. Diamond, I think, is not. Am I right? Yeah, I don't think diamond is. Removing it is one thing, putting it back carefully is another. That's why I don't remove any parts I don't need to. See? I eventually was able to put back the rubber contact strips with great difficulty though, but I managed to put them back. There are these tiny rubber pin-like extensions from the rubber strips that are meant to lock into tiny holes on the printed circuit board. And it was just difficult pushing them through. It was really hard. I've put the keyboard back together, and let's see what we have. This was one of the faulty keys, and this was another faulty key, and you can see that they're back together now. The controller is connected to this door, Helion Sonic 7. You can see, and it's touch sensitive, perfect. This one too. So I guess my mission was successful. Functional, all 61 keys. Why is it sounding the same? Is it the patch? Okay, it seems that patch has double notes. Interesting. But it's only for this voice, so it's from the software, not from the keyboard. You can see. That's a nice EP, by the way. Alright, enjoy yourselves, guys, and have a great week ahead. Happy Easter.